Hey everybody, welcome to the second episode of Goldy Knows.
Well, hold on. Your mic's not working right.
Look, it's because I dropped it in the toilet. All right.
That's disgusting.
2, got it? They say everything you need to know you learn in kindergarten. That's a fair statement. I've learned everything from a great gay man.
Ooh, fabulous.
I'm serious, you can learn a lot.
I know.
When I did some interior decorating and some home staging, one of my mentors taught me how to make a custom upholstered headboard, and you've seen these. They're really easy to make. So anyway, the cool thing about these headboards is that they're completely portable. You can use them in your dorm, you can use them in your apartment, or you can just install them in your home with a really special technique called a French cleat, which we're going to be showing you how to do as well. Not only today will we be making a custom upholstered headboard, we are going to be bringing some, hopefully, awareness to you about domestic violence, about prevention. The headboard, some other things that we're doing are being done for a very, very special woman, Mary. Hopefully it'll bring her some smiles. We're going to be hearing a little bit about her story. I don't know why you had to do that to me.
Do what?
Do that, show them.
Listen, the whole thing is weird. You know that.
It's not weird.
It's really weird.
Let me tell you what's not weird. It's a French cleat. But sometimes you'll see chicks who try to hang stuff up at their place, and it's like, that's totally gonna fall and kill you. But they put things in without anchors, or it's wonky, or it's not level.
Wonky, is that a word?
It is it's a word.
Wonky a word?
It's a word for people in Britain and in London.
France. Because
No,
we're
not
using
France.
a French cleat.
A French cleat's a really cool way to distribute weight, which I probably need one for my own wide load. I picked up this table saw on Craigslist. It was like 50 bucks. It's a good value.
I can see why. It's crap.
Hey, what happened to what?
The really badass one that you had.
Oh, my new table saw?
Yeah.
Where do you think that is?
It wouldn't happen to be in Tom the Conservative's house, would it?
It is. It is in Tom the Conservative's basement.
What about that guitar? That too?
Oh,
I
the
wondered-
Gibson?
Yeah, I wondered what
that's,
really?
That's in Tom's basement too.
Tom, don't quit your day job.
Gotta love my dad. You're gonna take your blade, you're gonna angle it to a 45-degree angle. Again, you space it out so that when you put it in, it cuts this exactly in half. Whenever you're working with a table saw, this is serious shiznit, okay? If you're working with a piece of wood that's too short, there's something that can happen called a kickback. And that's when you're sawing through, it just gets caught and it flips it up. It can flip it into your face. Make sure that you are practicing on a long enough piece of wood. Please, please heed my warning, don't learn the hard way. Bruised up or cut off fingers are not a good way to go. It's not sexy. It's not sexy. Before you do anything,
Safety first.
safety first. Seriously, you think this is stupid? It's not. There's side panels to keep shrapnel from coming in
Nice word.
to your face. Make sure, what about your face?
The glasses stay on your face.
And make sure
Here,
when you're
tighten me
doing
up.
this that you're not drunk. Whoa! I did not.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Your partner is going to receive the rip. You want to make sure if you're the receiver, this is
Did
good,
you just
good.
call it a what?
Called it a rip, and you're the receiver.
Nice, I'm receiving.
Make sure when you're
It's not the first time I've received her rip. Check out episode 1.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
You
welcome.
want to make sure when the wood's coming through that when you pull it just as it is, that you're not pinching it together, therefore making it burn on the blade. You want to keep it that way. Stop. I'm actually totally glad that you did that because it's a really good way to show people what not to do.
I'm well
Okay.
past the blade, though.
What you did is you grabbed it and you grabbed it. I'm glad that you did that. You grabbed it and you started pinching it. And that's exactly what I was saying.
Right.
So don't do that. When it comes through, grab this end and grab this end. You're pinching it together.
This
There
is.
you go.
I'm holding it up.
All right, well,
And And there's the blown piece. I'm not pinching anything.
Pinching it together.
Look at this.
And it stops.
You see this?
I still love you. I'm good. I'm gonna pin it soon. We're just shooting this thing here and shut it out. This is probably one of the worst looking French cleats. That's okay. It was a team effort on disaster. The nice thing about a French cleat, though, is even if you completely jack it up, because it's distributing the weight across such a wide stance, you will be fine. One of these is going to go onto the wall, which will pick the more pathetic of the two. And then what happens is you take your headboard with two people lifting it, and you put it over to the wall, and you slide it down. It's going to lock in with this ledge, just like we cut it at a 45-degree angle. You have to be a complete idiot not to be able to hang this on a wall. This works for which I'm very
Now watch all the people trying to hang us on and go, I'm an idiot.
If anything, you can do a little bit more research on YouTube. Just Google it, French cleat. You can see how to make an awesome, awesome new attachment device. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to get this 4x8 piece of 7/16 plywood prepped and marked and ready to be upholstered. While there's many ways to do a headboard, this is the way that I learned. It's pretty easy, it's pretty simple. So if you don't like it, don't hate. If you're on a budget and you can't necessarily afford the wood, just go check some construction site. Look for any dumpster with people throwing away extra scraps of wood. Usually you can find one. Just ask the people. Ask a guy, say, hey, can I have some extra wood? And if he says no, just go sneak it and take it anyway.
I don't think I've ever asked a guy for some wood and had him say no.
So we've got this absolutely beautiful cream, very luxurious, elegant upholstery fabric that
looks amazing.
It is.
Where did you get this?
I actually got this in Minneapolis. S.R. Harris, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Sid, Scott, Gail, you guys have been hooking me up for years. Thank you. This is going to a really good cause today. We so appreciate you. Next thing you need is the same perimeter, 4x8 of foam. You can do 1 inch, you can do as thick as you want. It's what you can afford. You also want to go ahead and get some quilting batting, and you're going to put the foam down first. You're going to spray it, you're going to put the foam down, and then you're going to do the batting over the top and wrap it. First thing that we're going to do is we are going to mark the headboard. True tufting, you would actually sew the fabric to make diamonds or squares or whatever kind of pattern that you're looking for. We're going to go the simple route. So we're going to kind of do a faux or a simulated tufting by drilling holes through the headboard. We're going to pull a button through to the back, and we're going to tie it. It's going to kind of make it look tufted. Anybody can do this. I've got 11 buttons going across, and I've got 4 buttons going down. It's every 8 inches down, and across is 9 5/8. If you get really bored or you're getting this, you can do this, and you can rub your...
Gross. That's nasty. God.
You rub your armpit.
I know how sweaty you are, too. That's what makes it so much worse.
We're going to do every 8 inches. Do your math.
We
Do
know,
your math. Do your math.
We know what 8 inches looks like. Hold on.
Okay, we're doing the track one.
Tell me when you got it. Got it? You gonna flick?
Ready?
Go for it.
Bam. Look for the X.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Go.
You got this? Let's go. Bam.
Boom.
Next one. A friend asked me the other day, what size bit is that? I don't know what size bit it is, but it looks good to me. You just want a bit that's going to drill a hole big enough that you can kind of get a needle through. So
You're breathing hard.
I am.
I know. I'm a weird girl.
There's a lot of sawdust in a bed. You totally okay, air it out, tack it up, tack it up, tack it up. Here you go.
It's like eyelash glue.
It's like eyelash glue, exactly. You want to make sure when you do that, there's not a bunch of red hairs everywhere in it, because, you know, I mean, for the integrity and the composition of it, you got your hair over everything. Well, ready? Yes. We're going to trim the excess, just a couple, about 3 inches. Always start in the middle, because you can fold in each direction. We just want to tack this down. You want to come and check out this corner, and I'll show you what you do on here? The main thing for the corner is it's kind of like wrapping a Christmas present, but it's not. You don't want a lot of bulk in the corners of either the fabric or either the batting. I'm gonna cut a little bit out like that. I'm gonna bend this over a little bit because you want a nice clean edge. I'm gonna tuck this under. I'm gonna pull it so that it's nice and flat, and I'm gonna finish it off. You really wanna make sure that that's a nice, smooth end corner. We are gonna lift this onto this all neat and clean, leaving the same amount of excess. Jasmine's pulling up and not too much to the side, but she still is pulling a little bit to the side, which is gonna really help things look smooth, clean, and professional. This actually looks like the back of my butt. It looks like stretch marks. We got a little bit more tweaking to do on this, but I wanted to show you how you do the button pull.
I'm all about getting out of this.
Are y'all all getting out of the past, AJ?
I'm
Ready?
done with it.
1, 2, 3. Better.
Much better.
You look better than me.
What's that all about?
We're going to be doing a simulated or a faux tuft. We're not actually sewing the panels. We're just going to be taking buttons, pulling them through really tightly to the other side. Your friend is going to push the button in, hold it, and then we're going to be securing it to the back through the hole. One way to do that, come on and get close on this. We're going to take an upholstery thread, excuse my beat up hands. We're actually going to make a loop. Then you're going to take some of this batting. We're going to make like a little ball. We're going to put it through. And we are going to tie that like this. Okay, so we pushed it straight through. I like to do my claw technique, where you kind of claw it and you see it pinching through here. And it's stopped in the back. We're going to take our button, thread it through, and hopefully it goes right on back through. You're going to have your friend hold that button down while you tie it in the back, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to pull this taut. Okay, push. And all I'm going to do is dig this through here, and then I'm going to go through the loop like that. Without all of the expense of actually taking this in and get it professionally upholstered, you can do this on your own time. It's a great weekend project. Do it with a friend, do it with your child, do it with whoever.
Rock it.
Rock it. We got some blank canvases from Southeastern Salvage, my favorite store. Something simple to do. You see kids doing it all the time is the crayon art. This is more of an adult activity because we're actually using the Drill Master heat press. This is serious. This is for the grown-ups. We're going to knock these out. We're going to show you how fast, how quickly, how inexpensively you can just have some custom art that you made yourself. Don't, whatever you do, aim it at your best friend. I sure hope this original art turns out and doesn't look like vomit. So many things that I want to say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I don't want to lose your love tonight. Hey, I just want to use your love tonight.
This thing puts out some serious heat.
Ow, that's my hand.
I don't know why you're putting your hand in my...
I want to itch my nose more. Sometimes I will go ahead and paint over the crayon and kind of blend and push some over that. That looks nice too. Jasmine's is coming out really good. What kind of mess is going on over there?
Don't worry about it.
You just want to kind of have some cool, crazy, groovy, abstract paint. Get yourself a nice, pre-made, open back frame. This isn't so much about being inexpensive as it is, this is something that you created yourself. Whether you're a little kid, you're a big kid, little kids, please be supervised. It's something that's you, it's a part of you, it's your expression. So we've got 3 really cool paintings to put up in Mary's bedroom, and they all have a cohesive kind of vibe with the frames. You can't go wrong with that. We're gonna move on to Mary's apartment right now. I think she's gonna really dig these. So we are outside of Mary's house. We got about an hour to get all this stuff in here, to blow it out, to bring in this headboard and make it look amazing.
Whoa.
What the hell is
That
this?
is not the right color.
Oh my God.
What are we gonna do?
Let's go.
You gotta go?
Brought some anchors and I'm just gonna drill through the French cleat with a spade bit to countersink in some screws. This is a spade bit. This is for countersinking screws. Let's put the level on the bottom. How about it? How about it? One, something's got to give. Two, something's got to give. Three, something's got to give. Gotta put some torque on it. A little torque. All right, go. What? That's how you do it, son! We've had a lot of amazing stores contribute and hook us up and give us a break on some things for Mary. So
They bailed us out.
They totally hashtag bailed us out. I'd like to give a shout out right now before we forget to Lowe's and to Southeastern Salvage.
Awesome.
These people are incredible. Southeastern, we love you. This is the place to be at, so we're gonna bring in some stuff right now.
Awesome.
Yay! I got these at Lowe's. Alright. How's your back?
Well,
Ah!
where are we going? Right here?
Mary, what's going on? They do make noise. Oh!
I got bowls.
My little helper called it Charlie Roundtree. She's voila, everybody needs a little champagne. Yeah.
It's badass.
Where'd you get that mirror?
Southeastern Salvage.
Where did you get all this stuff anyway?
Okay, all this stuff is from Southeastern Salvage.
All of it?
All of it. And the store is amazing because it's never the same twice. They change their inventory weekly. Everything from decorative items to stone tubs to chairs, tables. I just found out because I've only gone to the Nashville and the Mobile store. They've got stores from Cincinnati to Chattanooga. They've got 9 locations. I just can't tell people enough about the staff, management, the owner of Southeastern Salvage. Just really, really incredible people. They'll take the time to give you some pointers on how to make your space an amazing place.
You know what I like about it? It feels like when we first came into this room, it felt like it was really closed up and confined. And now that everything's in its place, it feels really open in here.
Kudos to all the help that you did today.
Good job.
That was awesome.
Oh, I love this. Oh my goodness. Oh, beautiful.
I'm in control and I'm gonna be stable, even if my world comes crashing down.
Headboard gorgeous. Look at this. It looks so royal. This is precious to me. Oh my goodness.
Make sure you like it.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know I met Mary at the YWCA book shoot. We were talking about licensing our song today, Won't Be Afraid. Connie said, you know, Goldy shoots photos and maybe we could do some sort of calendar, and the calendar evolved into this amazing book where these women came forward and told their story about survival. Here's Mary rocking it, and I was like, who is this beautiful, beautiful woman? The book kind of touches on your story. When I talked to you the other day, that's not exactly what happened. You didn't just kind of sneak out of the house one day. As we said earlier, domestic violence isn't the most sexy of topics, and a lot of people do like to sweep it under the rug and look the other way. One of the questions that sometimes people ask is, well, could she have seen that coming? You know, what about the guy that she dated? Weren't there any red flags? Weren't there any signs that this guy was going to be abusive? You said the guy that you married was pretty chill right after that.
When I met him, he was just wonderful. He was charming.
Charming, yeah.
I never would have imagined that he had that in him. A lot of things were covered up and hidden until he couldn't hide them anymore. I met him in Texas. He came to my job.
Okay.
He was looking for something else. I met him. He asked me out to dinner.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
He never should have gone to dinner.
One of the things that you told me about was the breaking things.
Yes.
Dismantling.
Yes, destroying. It appears that perhaps you would have a bat and you would just crush it to pieces. And there was always a different kind of excuse.
Yeah.
You know, the blaming other people. Oh, my nephew came over and he broke something. I saw drinking become a little bit more excessive. What started as, let's have a beer for dinner, a 6-pack, a 30-pack. I never knew they made
Lord.
those.
No, they didn't.
As time went on, it was easy to see that he would blame me for things. Well, you make me drink. I said,
good
oh, where
Lord.
did that come from? And I didn't realize that my husband was a drug user until I left him. And when I'm in the shelter, I'm talking to other women and they're sharing with me, you know, when I describe his behavior and his mannerism and how he was looking, it's like, oh, your husband was on crack. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness. I never would have exposed my children to that ever in life.
Something about domestic abuse that people don't always understand, especially if it hasn't happened to you, is abuse comes in all shapes and forms. And at this point in your relationship, it hadn't been anything physical. He hadn't been beating you. But if you're watching this and you are living, married, your partner, whomever, with somebody that does start to manipulate, kind of do a passive-aggressive blame, or even a direct blame on you, that usually leads to isolation from your friends, from your family.
Initially, it would be that he would take my phone and he would break the phone. He would run over it where it would not be able to be used.
Run over it with what?
With the truck.
Okay.
Run over it, break it to pieces, run over it, throw it into the ditch. I would have to beg him to use his phone. It would be the going places. I need to go to the store and, you know, get some aluminum foil. Okay, you took too long. Who are you talking to? Let me see your receipt. I can say that I was a good wife.
I can tell that you were an excellent wife.
You know,
I can tell that.
Clean house, laundry, food on the table, whatever he asked for.
Everybody always wants to know what the straw is that broke the camel's back. So you had two things. One where you tried to leave and all hell broke loose, and then the final straw. So what was the first instance?
The first instance was he was definitely having a bad day. He comes up behind me, he grabs me. I'm in this chokehold. And all I can think about is, this is my last breath. And then he's going to kill my children. So my husband lets me go and he runs outside and he slashes both of my rear tires. So I tell the kids, get in the car, we're leaving on rims. And I'm calling 911 and I'm screaming at my husband. We're trying to get in the car. Kids are in the back seat. They're crying and screaming. Just a horrible, horrible memory for me. Trying to get in on the passenger side.
How scary.
Screaming, yes. I'm screaming in the phone 911, hurry up, hurry up. And I'm screaming at my husband, leave us alone, leave us alone. The kids are screaming and just memories of just the way they sounded just haunt me. It haunts me.
I bet.
You know, the police are asking the kids questions, they're asking me questions. I'm prepared to file charges. He drives back up very casually and stands outside the truck talking to the police officers.
This part kills me.
Everybody was just buddy-buddy, you know, because he did beautiful concrete work and he was passing out business cards. So we spent the night. I got boxes the next day. He shows back up. He walks into the house and he says, get out of my house. I said, this is my stuff. Get out of my house or I'm going to call the police. So he calls the police on me. A lady police officer comes by. And of course, at this moment, I'm in tears because I'm frustrated about him saying, get out of my house. I said, well, let me get my things. And she said, you can only take what you can carry.
Oh, good Lord. Good Lord.
I said, this is not fair. I said, this is not fair. This is my stuff. I said, you know this is my stuff. I just felt like nothing was fair.
That's not fair.
We pull out of the driveway and I stop the car and I'm beating on the steering wheel. I'm just screaming at the top of my lungs, just screaming. And the kids, of course, are watching me and listening to me. You know, I can never say sorry enough about that.
You're good. No, you're good.
So we pulled away and
You did good.
I think we went over to my sister's or something like that and it was
You did good. You did good.
It's crazy.
No, you did good. Everybody thinks that they know how they're going to act in some situation, or somebody pounding at their car, your adrenaline's going.
Yeah.
And it is, and you got rims, and everybody thinks, looking back or listening,
Yeah.
oh, I know what I do. You don't know what you do.
Don't.
No.
You don't.
And look at you, you beautiful thing. What a fantastic mom you are. You do you have so much pride for your children.
My prayers to, always be in the form of managing the damage that has taken place, because I don't want them to grow up feeling like everybody's like this.
Nobody's gonna grow up like
Yeah,
that. They're gonna grow up thinking they've got an incredibly strong mom who was ready to peel out on some
Yes.
ribs.
We were gonna
Bad out of hell. Bad out of hell.
Stopped in the middle of nowhere, paid for a hotel for a week, and just said I was gonna start my life all over again. I wasn't answering his calls, and when I did answer his call, it is what you hear so typically. I love you. I can't live without you. Come back. I'll get counseling. I can't live without you. I'm gonna kill myself.
Oh.
In a matter of 10 days, he was back to his old self.
Did you go to counseling?
We went to counseling twice.
And what was that all about?
I talked, I cried, I said everything that he had done. He didn't say a word. When we left there, he was all over me.
He was embarrassed that you were airing your dirty laundry.
Nobody needs to tell me how to be a husband. Nobody needs to tell me what to do. My husband comes home and he turns the lights off on me in the bathroom.
Oh, I forgot. This is a terrible story.
And I flipped the lights back on. I said, whoa, what's wrong? He turns around, he comes back and he flips the lights off again. So he picks up this drywall, he goes through and he's cracking all the lights in the house. And of course, that puts us in the dark. And then he goes over to the breaker box and flips the power for the whole house.
This is like a horror movie.
All I'm thinking about is the glass on the floor and the children in the den. And I say, stay where you are, stay where you are. Because we were all barefoot, we were settled in for the night. And with his outrage, I wasn't sure what he was going to do next. So we sat in the dark, and I heard my son breathing through his teeth. You could hear the anger in his breathing. And my daughter was, oh, I don't want to be here. This is in the dark. Can you imagine hearing this? And it just echoes in my spirit. It's just one of those places that I never wish they had gone. And I said, just stay where you are. I'll save you. And I'm sitting there, I'm praying, because all my prayers before was, God, help me to be a good wife. Help me help him. Help me be what he needs me to be for him. And this time I'm praying, God, just help us get out of here. And I said, I'm going to stay awake all night and watch over them. And
you did.
And I got so tired, and I said, okay, God, if he's going to kill us, I can't stay awake. We woke up out here in the bus. The bus was leaving. I said, oh, get up, throw your shoes on. It was like, let's hurry up and get to school. My husband is dressed. He's walking through the den, and he doesn't say a word to us. When I dropped them off, then the decision was about what I would do. Do I go back home and deal with some more of this? And so instead, I went to the police department. And I asked him for a safe house card. This is the point where we make a decision. I said, okay, guys, we can go back to all of our basketballs and games and nice things, or we can get out of here. And they said, Mama, let's go. Yeah. It was like music to my ears. Yeah. They had had enough. I don't know what it felt like. It felt like running from fire.
Yeah. But you did good. That's a strong thing to do. It is. Yeah. It is. A lot of people stay, and that's what we want people to know. Listen to what she's saying. If you are in a position where you are uncomfortable, where these things are resonating and ringing true with you, there are people, you started calling, and how were they to deal with? Were they kind? Were they okay?
Oh, wonderful.
Were they okay?
When we drove up to the place and we got to the door, they met us at the door.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed everything from that point on. it was, they had to tell me to breathe. They had to tell us to eat.
That messes with you.
Yeah. And so, of course, my main concern was just making sure the kids were safe. You know, I was last. I didn't think about me. It was just like, make sure they're safe. And the
You
people were
precious
just
girl.
wonderful.
You precious girl. And you left out the part. This is my favorite part about her story is when, right before she got her kids out of school, she runs home and just grabs one change of clothes for herself,
Yeah.
some clothes for her kid,
Yeah.
and her Bible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of that, this woman remembers to grab her Bible. And I just think that is just,
Yeah.
that almost makes me cry.
Yes.
Because there's people who have amazing situations every day who can't remember to just say a thank you or a prayer
Yeah.
or some gratitude to anybody. And in the midst of all of that, what does that say about you?
This is an ugly, evil epidemic. And I'm not sure what it's going to take to end it, but I vowed that when I realize what it is and what I've gone through and that other people go through it too, that I won't be quiet about it.
No, and you're
I'll
not.
tell my story.
And speaking of your story, is it next month that you're being honored?
Yes, yes.
Tell us about
I'm so
that.
excited. I got a
That's
phone
just-
call.
wow.
Yes. Phone call from the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence. And
Holla! That's so cool.
yeah, so they've chosen me as their outstanding survivor.
Woo!
I know, I
Chills. Isn't that
know.
cool?
It was like a dream.
You're a seamstress.
Yes.
You're working on that. You
Yeah.
also do. You are a poet, and your poetry is comprised making a new book.
Yes. Yeah.
But this is an exciting
Yeah. I hope to have things ready by
Exciting.
December.
book. You are being honored.
Yes.
I mean, you're a big deal.
people say that.
Wow. I love hearing
People
that.
say that.
No, but
And
really.
it pleases me. I'm very proud that what I've experienced has been an instrument of change.
I just really want to ask a lot of the guys out there that email me and you got such kind things to say to me. I want you to put your little antennas on and I want you to be aware of your surroundings and listen to what this woman has just shared with us and see if maybe there's somebody that's got some signs that you haven't really seen in the past. Just really listen.
So if I could share anything with anyone out there, is that trust your gut about what's going on behind closed doors. Trust that no one should have to hurt you to love you.
That's so important. So important.
And believe me, there are people and organizations out there that are ready, willing, and able to help you get to the next step. Sometimes it's just a matter of one phone call.
If you have any question at all, check out your local division, your local YWCA. They're really, really amazing, great, wonderful people who are caring and kind, and this is their business. Mary, I can't thank you enough for sharing your story. I'm so excited for everything that you got going, and you are a big deal, lady. And your teeth are so white. I'm jealous. Stop this. Stop it right now. I wish we could just maybe step outside and read a little poem, but I don't look so good, so maybe we just teleport ourselves outside, but we look good. What do you say?
That sounds good.
We're gonna count on the count of 3. We're gonna do a little finger snap.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
All right, this is better. This looks
Wow,
good.
you're beautiful.
You got some jewels. I don't. I'm not the big deal. I'm here with Mary, and we're going to close this segment with one of the original poems from her up-and-coming book.
This piece is called Legacy. They watched him grab my neck from behind all of how they saw us live life according to his rules and his hands that once held me close and gentle until he had too many beers early in the morning and late at night, nights when he would not sleep but wreck our house, his house, our stuff in his space to live, controlled and nervous that he would kill us in our sleep, lost lots of sleep, worrying about each other. Others did not know, probably thought it, it should not have been this way. Way? Which way? He never lets us out of his sight. Sight aimed at the ones that loved him most often victimized when he used the drugs. Drugs won over love. Loved enough to run, and run we did, blindly and very afraid. Afraid he'd find us, afraid he'd take us back. Back, we're never going back. Gone for good. Good thing we'll escape with our lives. Lives are better, futures are brighter. I'm too full to speak, but speak I shall for the women who can't.
Well, I don't write poems, but I do write songs which have lyrics, and I wanted to just end it with the end of one of our songs, which is just, candle burn slowly, you've got a long way to go. This night ain't over until you're ready to say so. Hold on to strength of courage you're made today. You won't be afraid. Oh, today you won't be afraid. Mary, thank you for sharing your story. You are absolutely beautiful.
Oh, second episode of Goldy Knows.
You had a badass thing on. And then what happened to that? Wouldn't happen to be in Tom the Conservative's house.
It is in Tom the Conservative feature.
What about that guitar? That too? What is that?
Yeah.
Really?
That's in Tom's feature too.
Tom. Don't quit your day job.
Hey, Jasmine, conservatives know how to rock.
One angry conservative man. One passion. One cause. Trying to bring his message of common sense to the masses. Brought to anger by the fools. Forced to answer back in a language they will understand.
What you want, old man? Hey, we don't play any Cat Stevens here.
There?
What about it?
Whatever you. Metal.
I say come on up here then.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Because you know what the government wants to do. You know what the present government wants to do? They want to make everybody dependent on the government, so they'll continue to re-elect those people in government. Can you imagine paying somebody $10, $20 an hour for flipping burgers at McDonald's? I mean, let's face it. How many people are going to be able, is McDonald's going to be able to afford to hire at that salary?
So is that good or bad?
To me, it's unrealistic. What I think, if somebody wants to improve themselves, what they have to do is educate themselves and get themselves a better job. That's all. But to say that all of a sudden this person down here is sitting doing nothing, sitting in their butt, all of a sudden should be getting a higher wage and stuff like that, to me, now, this is me speaking,
sure,
is a bunch of crap. That's all I'm saying.